Hi everyone, very good morning to all. Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yes, very good morning, sir.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Let's start the session. So I believe yesterday, who not joined? And you joined yesterday session or you missed that?
Sir?
Yesterday you were there, right, in class? Oh,
Yes, yes, sir.
Ayyappan was not there, right? Okay. Ayyappan was not joined. Okay,
Because I have a problem yesterday network, sir.
okay, no problem, no problem. Okay, so I believe we are good now. Okay. So yesterday we have done discussion about the content ID and we discussed everything about the content. Look in the, can you mute yourself, please? Thank you. So we discussed about the content. We did the SSL decryption verifications as well. So I believe we are good, right? So we are good with the application ID. We are good with the content ID. We are discussion like and lab testing has been done for the SSL decryptions. So today we are going to start a very fresh topic, that is the user ID. So first we have to understand what is user ID and why basically user ID is very important. Okay. And how it is going to integrate with the Palo Alto Firewall and how the Palo Alto Firewall is going to understand the user informations while processing any kind of traffic. That's the most important thing you guys have to understand. Because if I talk about the next generation firewall, this user ID is making a very unique feature that's give you the your real AD integration. Means whatever the users we have in my company, if they are trying to access anything from in to out network or out to in network, this firewall is going to understand their username. Okay. So if I'm talking about the username, that means actual username who used to log in your.
Start recording.
Oh, sorry, I just forgot about that. So actual username who just used to basically log in your system means your employee name. This could be your employee name, your employee ID, and other might be you have the SSO login detail, whatever you have, right? Based on that, you're going to log in your devices. So based on this informations, your Palo, this information is going to create AD servers, might be based on your in-house AD, might be based on your cloud-based AD, but this is all known by the Palo Alto Firewall. And once this Palo Alto Firewall know about this all information, any employee, any kind of the resources who is trying to access any internet-based traffic, they will basically going to all inspected by the Palo Alto Firewall, and based on that inspection, they are going to take a certain action on that. Okay, so this is the user ID. Let me just explain how it is written in the book, so you'll get in the more idea. So where is my book? Okay, let me open 9.0. There is no problem. Concept is going to be the same for every iOS. So I will copy. I'll go in my browser. And here I'll just paste it. Okay. Okay, so you can see here. Let me go in the section that is my user ID. You can see there is a special section that is user ID. So if I read this user ID definition, so it is going to give me the same like outcome what I just explained right now. So you can see user ID, basically user identity as in opposed to an IP address. Why it is in opposed to IP address? I'll tell you the scenario. Is an integral component of an effective security infrastructure, like basically knowing who is using each of the application of your company network and who might have transmitted a threat, malicious file, virus, vulnerability through your network, and that can help to strengthen your security policy. That is going to reduce your incident response time. And user ID basically it's a trademark. You can see here, this is a trademark, means this name cannot be used by other vendors. right? A standard feature of the Palo Alto network that enable you leverage user information is stored in the wide range of the repository. This is your Active Directory. The following applications, following topics provide more detail about the user ID, how to configure it. So we'll see how it is configured. But let's understand what is written here. So it is talking about this is in oppose of the IP address. How it is going to be used in oppose in IP address, that we have to explore. Means even I'm not going to use the IP address. If IP address is any, in regard of what IP address you coming, I'm not going to IP address dependency in, I'm not going to put IP and address dependency in my policy. I simply going to use the policy as a username and still I can block or allow the application. So basically IP address dependency is going to be completely removed. Why it is very important? I'll explain the scenario. Also, in normally, let's suppose I have the thousands of the users in my company. Might be some user is watching YouTube, some is trying to download some malicious file, some virus, some vulnerability. So you have not informations who basically done what. You are only going to get IP details. Means you are not going to get any user information. Thousands of users is in company, but somebody's downloaded the any kind of the application which is company like provided application, but still you don't know who done because IP is going to assign by a DSCP. So thousands users are there. You don't know who is going to use what IP address. So that's another problem you have. So you have to solve that problem also. So if in this situation, if you want to do troubleshooting, it's going to take a lot of time for you for troubleshooting, right? So the incident response is going to be very high. So we should also have a some kind of the mechanism where we can minimize our incident response time. So let me tell in this story. So first of all, let me show you how this is going to be look like. So if I'm going in the my firewall, let me log in. So it's 98 IP address. So system info. Yeah, 192.168.1.98. Let me try HTTPS. For some reason, it's not pinging. Why it's not pinging, guys? Just give me 1 minute. It's not pinging. Why? Okay, somebody put the gateway is wrong. That's so 199. Let me just correct the gateway. Set device config system type static system IP address. I'll put 192.168.1.197. Net mask, I'll put like 255, 255, 255.0. Default gateway, I'll put the correct one, 192.168.1.1. Because see, somebody put it this, I don't know how it has happened, but should be not 99, should be 1. So let me commit. I'll change the IP address also. So we'll have the correct IP and I'll try to re-log in again. Let me stop it. I'll try to ping 97 and we'll see. Once commit is going to be happen, this is going to be reachable. Then we'll log into the firewall. We'll see what kind of the policy we have and inside the policy how user ID is going to be integrated. But before integration, we have to understand theoretical concept as well. So just wait for a while. doing commit. So commit usually take time in Palo Alto. See, it's 55% completed. So soon it is going to 100%. So until we have the 100%, we cannot proceed. So it's 60%, 75% commit has been done. Almost we are close in the last quarter to become 100%, 98%. And it is going to very soon 98 to 100% as well. Still taking time, little bit. Just have to wait. No other choice. Yeah, so it's 100% done. But let me check. So system. Okay, might be my network is totally okay. I connected wrong network. Let me connect the right network. On a different LAN network. So now I connected. Okay. So let me reconnect again. Let me restart. This is going to be 97. See, I'm able to log into the firewall. That's the good thing we have now. Because earlier I was also connected with the wrong network, but somehow gate was also different. So now I'm in the firewall. So we are done, right? So we are good. So what I'm going to show you, I need to basically log in this firewall and I want to show you. Let's wait to log in and then I'll show you how basically it is going to show you the policy. Inside of the policy, we have various option. In that we have the user ID options. So once I'll show you, so I'll just wanted to make sure you understand correctly how policy is going to be independent without the IP address. And even if I want to do the configuration for anything in my firewall in regard what IP is there, still I can do the preventions. So you can see, let's suppose this is a policy. In this policy, I'll remove this source. Okay, let's suppose I remove the source. So it could be any source, but still I can use the source user. This is your user ID. You can see. Means based on this user, I can limit the policy. So this is the section where we have to understand the user ID. So I can integrate my AD and based on that, I can just map my users. Still nothing showing right now, but later on we'll see how it is going to happen. And we can just integrate everything where my traffic is going to come from the LAN and based on the user, it is going to filter it out. And the policy is saying it is going to be out, then it is going to be out. If it is going to say no, it's going to be blocked, then it is going to block. So that's why they are talking about here means user ID is going to be independent of the any IP address, means it is not going to have any dependency, but still you have the full control. Let's take an example how it is going to helpful for you. So take an example, my company have multiple department. Let's say this is the HR department. Let's say this is my sales department. Let's take this is my IT department. They all are basically this is the LAN. They all are the LAN. These all three are the LAN network. This department have the IP address 192. 168.10.0/24. This having a 10.10.0/24. This one having 172.16.10.0/24. I have three subnet, three all of the private range, right? They all are connected with my very important device, that is my Palo Alto Firewall. They all are connected. Let's suppose we have the one layer 2 switch. This is the switch, right? They have the cable connectivity like this, and switch have the single cable which is connected to the firewall. So you are just acting as a trunk port. They are the might be the access port or trunk port, like this access port, and they are the trunk port. Now this Palo Alto firewall is connected with the internet. So we have this connectivity. This is my WAN. So how basically the communication is going to be happen? Let's suppose this LAN is going to come. You can create the policy based on the HR. So HR policy is going to be created. And based on the HR policy, you are going to match certain things and you're going to allow. Let's suppose you are in the HRs, you have to do the hiring. So you have to allow the Naukri.com. So you'll do that. You might be have to allow some kind of the job portals, other job portals, right? You have to allow some kind of the might be compliance, other thing like government regulatory site, government websites. Just take an regulatory websites. You want to allow. Just take an example. Let's suppose I'm in the sales. So sales people have to use the Facebook because they have to do sales and marketing. They have to use the Instagram. They have to use the YouTube. They have to use the WhatsApp because they have to do the calling and all, right? So they have the different kind of the access going to be required. Let's suppose I'm the IT users. So IT is basically what they required. They required some kind of Cisco website access. They required some kind of the Palo Alto website access, the FortiGate website access, means technology-based website, tech website basically, they are going to require. So all users have the different kind of the access we have to create in the Palo Alto server. Means this is a Palo Alto firewall, PA firewall. So you are going to create everything in the PA firewall. So this is a PA firewall. So you PA firewall, you're going to create a different policy, and based on different this policy, you are going to allow the different things. But take an example. For HR, you create this all things, right? So HR traffic is going to come, they hit this and they will check and they will go out, right? Sales, they are going to hit check this all and they are going to out. IT, they will check this all and they are going to out. But what if, let's suppose tomorrow, my one of the sales user, this is my first floor, this is my second floor, this is my third floor of the same building. Same building, I have three floor or three cubicles. You can think anything. Tomorrow, this user are going to HR user is let's have a meeting with the sales team. So she come in the second floor. Can he or she can access the my job portals, government or Naukri.com by sitting on this floor? What do you guys think? Is it possible or not? Because if she move the floor, what is the IP address of the HR? The IP is going to be 10.10.10, na? Make
Yes, sir.
sense? So if the IP is going to be changed, then she or he cannot able to access the Naukri portal because we not have the policy. What do you have to do that? Again, you have to create the policy for one single IP address or might be allow. If you allow the whole subnet, other people are also going to access that particular website. That's not a good idea. Tomorrow, IT people are going to sit on the HR floor. They are going to start getting IP address 192.168.10.10/24. Are they able to access the Cisco other technical website? The answer is no, because they only allow for the HR only allow for the Naukri job portal and government. If they sit in the sales, they only able to access the Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, these all websites. So that means if I'm changing the flow, if I look in the can you yourself? Okay. If I'm going to change my floor, my IPs are going to be changed. If my IP is going to be changed, again you have to re-provision the policy. So this is not a good idea, right? So that's why to minimize this kind of the problem, we have the user ID. User ID is going to say that, no, I'm not going to check your IP. What IP is coming, I don't care. I'm going to check. Let's draw the different scenario. I'm going to check if this is my HR, HR having the XYZ. A, B, C, and E, F, G user. There are three users. I have the sales. Sales have Mr. Ram, Syam, this Renu, Arita, whatever that. Mr. IT, they have the John, right? We have the like DNY, right? We have the Mr. B. Whatever we can just think about, we have the different users for the different users, right? Now I'm going to say I have the firewall here. This is my Palo Alto firewall. They again connected. Let's suppose they are connected directly this time, or might be the switch. This firewall is going to create a policy here, and they are going to say, I don't know what IP they have. So IP, they are going to put any. IP, they are going to put any. And based on the user ID, I'm going to say if this XYZ user are coming, ABC user are going to say, then I need to allow Naukri.com, my any job portals I want to allow. If sales are coming, then I want to allow WhatsApp, I want to allow Facebook, I want to allow YouTube. So based on the user, if this IT are coming, then I'm going to say you need to allow any tech websites. So in that situation, if they are going to even change the floors, I'm not going to, means these are going to be change the floor, the IP is going to be changed. Still they are having the access because IP are always going to be any. Means in the my firewall policy, what I can do that I can go here and put my IP as a any, source is a any. I don't care what IP you're coming, but I care what user ID you have. If you are matching the HR, then your HR related stuff is going to be allowed. If you are going to match the IT, if your IT is going to be allowed. If you are going to match any kind of the sales, then your sales related thing is going to be allowed. This is the meaning of the user ID. Is that clear to everyone, guys? Please put me yes or no in chat, or just say me yes, sir, I understand, or no, sir, I didn't understand. Is it clear? What is the user ID? Batao. Rajkumar, Anthony, Anurag, Ashok, Govind, Lokendra, Manish. You
Yeah,
guys.
here thousands of users, right? How can
Yes.
we?
Here's thousands of users. So there is a provision. Let's suppose thousands of users. How right now users are provisioned. So all thousands users are going to create. I also the live demo right now. I'm going to create thousands of users. Might be all thousands of users are going to be different department, right? Make sense? Some are going to the HR department, some are in the IT department, some are in the sales department, some are in the marketing department, admin department. So 250 user here, 250 user here, 250 user here, 250 user and 250 user. So you create the different groups in AD. This AD is going to sync with the Palo Alto Firewall, and based on that group, you can create the policies. So even your 1,000 users are going to a single group. Let's suppose this user have 1,000, this have 1,000. So still you can create a group and you can restrict the policy.
Okay,
Also,
here we are
like
going to do with the Active Directory, right?
you are going to.
Sync with the Active Directory.
Yes,
AD.
I'm going to do the live. See, I'll just sync the everything with the Active Directory. I'll just show you the everything. Whatever I just mentioned that also in the lab as well. So you understand. Concept,
Okay.
you understand. Now we have to do testing. What I just mentioned that we have to test as well. How it is going to look like. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. So see, you have to build your Active Directory as well. See, this Active Directory need to build. Right now, I just created Active Directory by on to just save the time. Else it is going to take 1 hour to just set up the Active Directory. So this is not part of the course. So what you have to do that you have to build your Active Directory. So just check basically check this lab. So already I built it this, and this is my Active Directory. You can see. See, this is my Active Directory. This Active Directory, I'll create some users. This is a live Active Directory, actual Active Directory I'm showing you. It's not dummy one, okay? Exactly same. This is the Windows server. Inside my Active Directory is there, and this is my domain name, and these are the users I need to create. I'll show you later. So how you can create your Active Directory? Already lab, you have the AD server available. In your lab, this AD server is available. So you just do right click, wipe it, okay? After wiping it, you just have to follow this process. It's everything written, how to install Active Directory, step by step, everything is written in these sections. So I'll say this document if you want to build Active Directory. It's not part of the course, but still you can set up. It's a very long document. So you want to set up, then you can just test everything. I written everything, every steps is there. How to set up Active Directory, step by step, everything is written. So you just have to follow. You just have to complete this all process. Once the Active Directory is ready, then only you can do the testing of the lab.
So can I get the document, sir?
Yes, you can do it. Even on YouTube, you are going to find one of the video that is created by me, AD server. If you have any clarity, confusion, just go and watch this video, right? This is also available. I'm sharing in the chat. So both is available, right? You can watch the videos lectures if you want how to set up the Active Directory, because this is like one of the always requirement by the users, right? How can the Active Directory setup is going to happen. That's why I created documents and video both, so you can get the good understanding. So this is like this, and see, very long document. So I'll just show you everything step by step after this document, because this already I set up the editor. This is just setup for the Active Directory, just for the Active Directory. So it's going to take 1 hour or more than 1 hour to just set up this Active Directory. So right now my Active Directory is okay. I already done. Now we have to do the integration for my Palo Alto. So one of the biggest lab we have right now for this user ID setup. So this part is completed. This has been already set up. You guys have to do by your own. Already I shared the video. Already I said I will share the documentation. So you have to do by your own. Now let's talk about how I can integrate my AD server with the Palo Alto Firewall. So this is the lab guide, proper lab guide, how step by step you can do that. The same lab you can see I'm using here, and same lab I am just using in this particular section as well in document. This is another lab guide. In this lab guide, I mentioned that step by step process, how basically you can do the configuration. Sorry. Means what is the first thing where you check that what is my domain name, how you can change your domain name in the Palo Alto Firewall, then how you can initiate the service route configuration, what is the meaning of the service route configuration, then we have to do that, how to enable the zone, visual ID on the zone, then rest of the configuration we have to do that. So everything written here. So I'll do step by step. You just have to follow me. So just wait, guys. I'll do step by step all the things. So you're going to get everything. So very first step, guys, as per the lab guide. So let me show you again, because I need to use the dual screen now. So hold on. So we have to configure the domain name. We have to configure the service route. We have to create the LDAP. We have to create the authentication profile, group mapping, enable. So what is domain name? Where are you going to get that? So domain name basically you're going to get from the AD server. So you just go in the AD server, just click on this particular sections and go in the local server, and you have to find what is the domain of the server. So right now the domain of the server you are going to get from here. This is my domain, lab.local. See? So this is the domain. So when you build the AD server, you have to define the domain. This is again not your job. This is the pure server team job, Active Directory team job. But because you have to do your lab, so you have to know a little bit how it is going to happen. So this is my domain. So this domain name must be matched with the Palo Alto Firewall. So I'll go here, Palo Alto Firewall. I'll go in devices, and it's not mandatory, but it's better to do that. Okay, even without domain name, it is going to work. But I'm just showing you how domain can be mapped for the Palo Alto Firewall when you just do the AD integration. So this is the domain. So we have to put the exact domain name, which is available on my server side. Just wait, guys. So this is my domain, and I'll put here, what is my domain name? It was lab.local. So I'll put here lab.local. This is the very first thing. I'll create OK. You can commit or you might be not commit. No problem. So this is the first thing. So you can see this is the first thing. Here it is written. You just go in the server. Every step is written. Go in the server, check the domain. There was a Palo Alto.local. It's an old lab guide. And here you go in the device setup management and put the domain name. Now after that, what you have to do that? You have to do service route configuration. Anyone know what is a service route? Anyone know what is service route? Any idea? What is the service route? Anyone? Anthony and Rag Ashok means a lot of people are looking. Manish, Govind, I know you don't know. Ashok might be also not know. But what others, guys? I'm just asking old people. What is service route? Okay, just take an example. This is my Palo Alto Firewall, and I have the internet circuit. I just want to ping from the Palo Alto Firewall 8.8.8.8. What source IP it is going to take? Can someone tell me? What source IP it is going to take? Come on, guys. What source IP it is going to take? If I'm going to ping from my Palo Alto Firewall, let's suppose I'm in the Palo Alto Firewall. Let me go in the live. So this is my Palo Alto Firewall. If I'm going here, my CLI, let me go in the CLI. And I'm going to try to ping host 8.8.8. It's pinging, but what is the source IP it is taking? Anyone know? We have the multiple interface.
Management interface.
Management, right? So by default, if you're going to ping anything from the Palo Alto Firewall, it is going to take by default management IP address. What is my management IP address? My management IP address 192.168.197. This is my management IP address. You just go in the interface, you just check it, and here you're going to find the management IP address. So by default, any communication you're going to take, that is the management IP address. Now coming back to service route. Service route configuration is here, right? So by default, any services firewall is going to use. Any services means it is going to NTP, DNS, DSCP, ICMP. They are going to take as a source that is my management IP address. So that's why you can see service route use configuration use default management interface for the all services, right? But you can see here my management IP address is here. My management IP address is here. My AD server is in the LAN, right? So if I want to take the source of this to talk to my AD server, my firewall should talk with AD server. This is my requirement. My firewall should talk with my AD server. But if this management IP address is going to use, and this is going to talk, so unnecessary, we have to do the routing to make the reachabilities. That's not a good idea. So to avoid this idea, what we can do that, we'll tell for AD services, especially AD LDAP services, we change the normal behavior from management IP address to the exit interface, which is Ethernet 1/3 to talk to my AD server. So unnecessary, we can avoid the routing. We can do that via the management also, but unnecessary, we have to do the routing and all. Overhead, we have to add in our network. So I will talk my service route configuration. Hey, service route, just do one thing. I know right now you using by default management interface for the all services, but this time I want you use this interface for this special AD services. For REST, ICMP, any other information, use the normal my management interface. So that setting I have to customize. So I'll go in my Palo Alto Firewall. I'll go with custom. By default, it is in this. You can see in even custom we have a lot of services: DNS, email, HTTP, IoT. They all are used by default. Used by default means they are going to source interface as the management. Source address is the management IP address. But for LDAP, I'll do that. I want to change LDAP. I want to change LDAP as a this interface 1/3. So I'll go here and change 1/3, and it automatically take the IP address. Another services we have, there's two services, LDAP, and we have the UID agent. So this also I have to change as a 1/3. So let me show you the lab guide. This is the same thing, two things we have done. So LDAP we have done that, and the second is the UID agent. So this is the second step we have done. Clear? And then I'll click my OK. So I just customize my two features only to just talk. Earlier service route was just management, but now we customize, but customize only LDAP services, that is AD services protocol, and that UID also going to get the user ID informations from the server. So that's two things I just make customizations in the service route configuration. Everyone clear, right?
Sir,
Now,
sorry.
yes, Rajkumar, go ahead.
Sorry, one second, show me.
What question you have, Rajkumar?
where we need to select. Once again, just to repeat once.
Okay. So you have to, by default, as I mentioned, we have to use the customized service for my LDAP and the UID agent, right? By default, they're using the management interface. So I'm just using LDAP as a 1 by 3, and this is my IP address. Clear? So you just have to click on it. You just have to select the interface. By default, they are going to use, default is going to use the your management, but I'm changing to the my this exit interface where my AD is posted. Clear? And this is the one feature. And another feature I use, I'll go down, UID agent. Is it clear, Rajkumar?
Yeah. Miss this, we need to create this LAB and UID.
It's already there. You just have to point the services. You don't have to create anything. It's already available in the list. You have to just, it is using by default, these services are using your management interface. You just changing as a source from management to the your DMG zone interface. That's all you're doing the changes. Nothing more than that. Means you're forcing the firewall to talk with the AD server or for these two services via the DMG interface instead of the management interface. This is what actually I want to do that.
Okay, got it.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll go here. Now moving next. After this, we have to enable the user ID on my zone. Means where my AD server is connected, that zone have the capability to understand the user ID informations. Means right now my AD is connected to DMG zone. So we have to go in the DMG zone. Already we created DMG zone in our previous labs. So we have to go in the network. We have to go in the zones. And under zone, we have to enable the services so that my user ID is, so you can have to enable this user ID identification. And if you have any subnet list also, you can enable. But right now I'm leaving anything. So user ID I enabled in the zone. I'll click OK. This is my third step. So you can see this is user ID is enabled now. Now, what is the fourth step? Fourth step, this is the most important step, guys. You have to create your LDAP server profile. So how this LDAP server is going to be created? That's the most important. For that, you require the user ID details. And where user ID detail is going to be created? In the AD server. So let me go on the AD server first. And after going in the AD server, I'll create some user ID. Already there, but I'll create some user ID in new user group. I'll create the new group first. Let me create one of the new group. I'll go here and create the group. Like Palo Alto Expert. This is the group name. I can put any group name, Gwinnett Palo Alto Experts. And I'll create, okay. The group must be created. This is a group, and this group, go in the property. Member, I'll make the admin access of this group. So I'll put administrator. I'll okay. Apply. Now I'll create the users. Let me create the user. Like I want to create the users. Let's suppose I want to create for the Anthony. I'll create for some users. Don't worry. So I'll copy, I'll paste it. Next, I'll set user password never expired. I'll set the password as well. So I'll create some user. Anthony is created. Now I'll create some more user. Let's suppose I create the Ashok. Okay. AA is going to be more closer to find. So Ashok is going to be created. I'll also make the permanent fixed password. He cannot change the password because we are in the lab. So I don't want to make a lot of things. Ashok Anurag. Let me create one more A. Anurag. So all A people I'm creating here right now. Anurag. I'll just go here and put the password. I'll go there, create, finish. So Anurag, 3 users I created, right? Let me create one user. super user. Just name, or might be test 10. I'm just giving the name test 10. Okay. Okay. Now created. Now I'll make this all users as a administrator right. I'll give the all users as a administrator right. So they have the full privilege to everything. So I'll click okay, okay. Let me go and Anthony we created, right? I'll make the administrator right. So I'm just giving the full right to base users. I don't know. I don't have much idea about the AD, but I know how to get the user and how to give the some privilege access. But I'm not AD expert. So sorry for that if any mistake I'm doing it here. But I'll try my best. So now I get the user, I give the admin rights. Now I'll go in the group. Where is group? This is expert, right? I'll call all user in the group. So Anurag, this is my one user. Second one, test 10. I'll map it here. Anthony. I'll create Anthony and Ashok. This is Ashok. And I'll create okay. So now I have the all user creations. This user is very important, guys. This user you must have to create it. Else, if you're not going to create the user, it is not going to work for you. So I just create the users. After getting this user, what you have to do that you have to further map this information as per the user ID requirement. So we have to go LDAP and we have to create. And here we required some information. You can see here there are some AD server. You have to require AD server IP address. Who is going to give that? AD server is going to give that. You have to require what type of the active directory you are going to use. We have the multiple type of active directory. So I'm going to use the active directory only. I'll show you what option we have. We have the base DN. Who is going to give that? This information is going to given by the AD server only. What is my bind DN? That is also you have to give, that information is going to give by the AD server. Passwords, AD server. So right now we are not having AD server team. So we are by self creating everything, means in the lab. But in production, you have to ask this information from your AD team. Hey, AD team, can you just give me this information? Can you give me that information? So based on that, they are going to give that information and you are going to get the mapping. So let me do that. Very first thing, I will go in Palo Alto Firewall and I have to go in my LDAP server profile. So you have to create LDAP server profile by going in the server profile in devices in LDAP. So let me go in devices. And after going here, you have the LDAP information. So you go in the LDAP and here is the LDAP server profile. You have to create on LDAP server profile by clicking on this and put that LDAP server. And in this, you have to match the first server IP. So I'll put the AD server. And what is my IP address for the AD server? So this is my AD server. Let me check what is IP address. So I'll go here CMD. So you have to set up your IP address as well. Make sure you correctly set up the IP address. So IP config /all. So you can see this is my AD server IP address. This is AD server IP address. This is my gateway. So you just have to configure this AD server IP address in the gateway as well. So 192.168.10.11. So I required to go here and put here 192.168.10.11. Now, one important thing, guys. There is two ports LDAP is going to use. One is 839, 389 and 636. This is the non-secure port. And this is my secure port. So if I'm going to use like similar to the HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP is going to work 443. This is going to work on port 80. So if I'm going to use this 389, we do not require this SSL certificate. This should be unchecked. If I'm going to use this one, it should be checked. So right now we are not going to do certificate-based authentication. It's a plain authentication. I will uncheck this information. But if I'm using this 636, yeah, either, then you have to use this checked. But 389, you don't have to use this checked. You just have to click this way. Clear? So this is my AD server IP and the port number. It is written here. You can see AD server IP port number, port 636, secure connection. In that case, you should check it here. If it is not secure, then you can uncheck it here. This is the important thing. Now moving further, we have to write what the type of the Active Directory. We have the multiple E directory, Sun server, other detail also we have. So I'll select the Active Directory because we are using the AD Microsoft. Now it is asking what is my base DN. So base DN is nothing. Base DN is a username, super user username who have the admin right. And that information you have to give in the two parts. Means whatever the username you have. What is my username we have? We created multiple username. Let's take an example, test 10. So this DC is equal to your username. You can see here, DC is equal to your domain name of the particular Palo Alto Firewall, what domain you configured, and that DC is equal to comma DC is equal to that. Let me just tell you in this way so you can understand. What is my domain name? This is my lab.local. So you just write in two part. This domain name. So you have to ask your AD server, can you give me domain name? So once they will give the domain name, domain is going to like this way. .com, log.local, anything could be. So DC is equal to first name, that's a lab, comma, DC is equal to local. So this is how you have to write it, your domain. If you have subdomain, then you have to put another DC name. It means whatever the number you have to write in sequence. DC is equal to lab, local. So I'll go here and put the same information. I have two part, lab.local. So I'll go here and put DC is equal to lab, comma, this is equal to local. Clear? Same thing. It is written Palo Alto and locals because earlier it was the Palo Alto. Now you have to get the bind DN information. This bind DN information is the actual user you created. Means test 10 we created, Anthony created, Ashok created, Anurag created, anything I can use. And their password. So I know what is the password also I created. So I use the password in the username. But when you put the user, you have to make sure you apply at the rate domain name. So let me use this test one. I'll go and use this test one. This user I'll use test 10. So I'll go here and use the test 10 at the rate lab.local. And I'll put the password because I know the password. In your company case, this is going to give the editing. Why it's not matching the password? Now it's matching. And this was DC is equal to lab, comma, DC is equal to local. So now we have the all information. I'll click OK. After doing this, you have to commit the changes. After this step, please make sure you commit the configuration. See, ever bind in username password you can create on the AD server or you can get from the AD team. Once it is done, you have to commit your changes. Please commit and verify if ever changes are okay or not. So I'll wait and commit this. And we can see my firewall will start talking to my AD server or not. So we'll see that. So just wait. Just wait, guys. Let's wait for the commit, then we'll see.
So lab is getting very slow, sir.
No, it's normal for like committing. Your lab is slow, Anthony.
Yes, sir. So suppose if you want to do
What is
something,
the
it is
port? What is
getting
your
a long
port?
time.
Last four-digit port number?
2098.
Okay, 2098.
Yes, sir.
No, should not have 20. This one, this number you can.
Okay, just wait, sir.
2092, it would be possible. 2092 is not possible. There's no port. 2092. You'll check. You'll check. Okay. So
Okay.
you can see, you can see this commit is almost done, 99% done. So we'll have to wait for further actions. So now it's done. So in that stage, we have to verify whether my configuration is fine or not. Means if it is fine, then my Palo Alto start talking with AD server. If it is not fine, it is going to show me some error. So how we can get that? So you just have to go user identification. After going user identification, go in the group mapping information. And here just go and add the one group map. Let me put the AD server. And you just call the server profile we created, AD server. This is the LDAP server we created, right? In previous stage. It is written here. You can just follow the same step. You have to go, right? Means basically you have to go in the user identification from the group mapping, and then you have to create that, your LDAP profile, and then you have to call that server. Now, after that, you just have to click group included list. And this is the my group, which is we created right now for the my server mapping. If I expand this and if it is going to show me the all actual information which is available in the AD server, means this all information, that means my firewall will start talking to the AD server. So let me do that. I'll just click on it and see it is start showing the group. So if I go in the users, I'll click on it, users. You can see here, I'll click on the users. You'll probably find this is my group. Where is my group? Yeah, see, this is a Gwinnett Palo Alto expert group we created today, right? So this group is start visible. And in this group, how many users you have? In this user, we have this much member. So based on that, if I apply this group now in the any policy, so this member can able to do any kind of the user filtering. So I'll just click OK. I'm not going to include the group. I'll just whole AD I'll integrate and later I'll check how my policy is going to enforce. So now my AD integration is going to done. What next we have to do that? We have to do the server monitoring. Means whether my server is live or dead. So that health monitoring is also going to require. So for that, you have to go with the user mapping. And in this user mapping, you have to give some information like username. You can use the same username which we created test.10. So I'll go here and you can see here. But in this situation, you have to give the first domain name and then you have to use this format like backward slash and then you have to give the user name. So I'll go here and I'll put there the lab.local. This was server monitoring only. And then I'll put test 10 and the passwords. So I'm going to give the password here. So by username, it is going to talk to my server. So make sure you put the correct username. Here I'll go here and give my AD server. Ring. And you leave everything same. No need to change. I'll give the IP address of my AD server. This is my IP address AD server. I'll give that. And it's showing status is not showing anything. I'm not going to change anything. Once I'll commit, this is going to show me whether my server is green or red. So let's wait. If it is green, then all good. If it is going to red, then it is something wrong. So just wait to commit, then we'll see what is going to happen. So after that, we have to do a lot of testing. Still, our lab is not completed. We have to do further like our PC lab domain mapping and other information. Also, we have to test how the policy is going to create it to just mapping. So almost done, guys. And you're going to see that server monitoring status. It is going to show you here. Yeah, it's committed. Let me cancel it. Yeah. The status, see? So now it's a green. So that means everything is good. So now my server status is green here. It's a connected. So that means we are good to go. Everything is now good. Now what is the next step? The next step, now we done the AD integration successfully. We done the server monitoring, everything. Now we have to join one of the PC. This is the all user information. The logs will see that how it is going to looks in logs as well. But before getting the log, we have to join our PC to the domain. That's the next step. We have to do that. So let me open the PC. If I'll see this PC have the, I believe it's already joined the domain. Hold on, guys. Let me wipe this PC. I'll start from the scratch. So I will ask this PC to join the domain. Let me start. So this PC must be started, then it is going to join the domain. So let's wait. Let me see if this PC joined the domain or not. I believe this is available, not join the domain. So even I can join this PC as a domain. Let me try. Meanwhile, this PC is getting a start. So I'll go in the computer property. Yeah, this is not domain. So very first thing, guys, this very important thing. This AD server have two feature. This AD server is AD server feature, and then also have the DNS server feature. If there is no DNS, then how this lab.local domain is going to be converted in the IP address. This is also very important. So what I have done already, when you just go with the lab guide, in this lab guide, both feature we enabled. Means one is the DNS server and one is the AD server. So you're going to see this is a DNS configuration, reverse lookup and forward lookups. This is a DNS. So we already configured a DNS so that any one PC is going to join that particular domain, then they able to convert the IP to URL, URL to IP. That's why this is working as a same kind of the like two features. So we have to go in this PC. Let me see if it is on. It is not on. Let me try one more time. If it is on, then I'll just try to, it is, okay, let me try. So I'll use the 123 password here. And I'll also join this only. And very first thing, I'll assign the IP address and the gateway address, and then I'll assign my DNS. DNS should be my this server, and one is the local and one is the global as well. So let me go in the PC. I'll go in the network. Adapter settings. So we are just doing the verification. So whether every configuration is working fine or not. So for that, we have to join the domain and everything. We have to do that. I'll go here and I'll put the IP address like 192.168.10.15 and the gateway 192.168.10.1. Preferred DNS. So one DNS, I have this IP address. This is AD server, which have the 11 IP address. So this is going to act as the DNS IP as well. AD and DNS both is working. One I'll put the global. Why global? Because they want to go on the internet, then they will use this DNS. And if they want to go internal, any conversion that is going to use this DNS. So you have to give the DNS local. Else it is not going to join your domain. So now this PC have the IP address. Now I need to ask this PC to join the domain. So let me go in the CMD. IP config, this is my IP. And how this domain is going to join. First, let me check whether my DNS server is reachable or not, or my AD server is reachable or not. So I'll ping 192.168.10.11. Yeah, it is reachable. Now we are good. So now I'll ask, go in the computer, right click, and then go in the change settings from here. And I will ask to join the domain. So change the, I'll go change and here's the domain. I'll give the domain. What is my domain? lab.local. Where you get that? In the AD server. In AD server, you have this domain lab.local. So I'll just give the lab.local and I'll click OK. And then it is going to join domain. And what is the username password you want to use to join the domain? Might be I'll use the Anurag. And based on that, because Anurag username password is created here in domain. So you have to give that user informations. So where is Anurag? We created, right? This is Anurag. So he is also part of the same domain, lab.local, and they are the administrator access. So I'm just, so based on that users informations, you just log into the PC. Exactly, your company also do the same process. Your user is created on AD. Once you connect your LAN, then you have to put your username and password. They're going to join and their PC is going to be part of that particular domain. So I'll show you. So you can say welcome to the lab.local. Once you join, your PC is going to be restart and then it is going to be come up. Then your PC is going to be part of this domain and that is going to log in by the Anurag username and password. So wait for a while. Once this is going to be restart, then only we can do the rest of the thing. Meanwhile, what I can do that? Let's wait. Yeah, restart now. So let's wait, guys. Once it is going to restart, then only we can do the next step. So we have to wait. No other choice we have.
So in the real scenario, server team will perform all these things, right?
Yeah, ELS server team is going to perform everything. You don't have to do that.
Yes.
Like you have to do the like you have to do the just firewall configuration.
Yes, yes, got it.
Rest is going to be done by your server
Yes.
team.
Okay.
Just wait. This PC is going to take a little bit time. Okay, so now it is going to join the domain. And now I need to log in with the Anurag username and password. Or might be any username and password, any valid username, password. I can use the Anthony, I can use the soak because I created. So Control Alt Delete, right? So we have to press, let me use this. You have to press Control Shift Alt and then you go the on screen keyboard. And then here you have to press Control Alt Delete together. Then again put Control Shift Alt, get out from here and put switch the user, right? I want to switch the user. I want to log in with the Anurag or any other user information because already my PC joined the domain. See, this is a lab and I'll put the password. So now this is going to be domain-based PC. Means actual domain-based PC. I'm just joining in the network. So let's wait. It's taking a lot of times because we have to do a lot of the steps. So we have to very patientfully to do this lab as well, because it's not like 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute jobs. If you want to do the end-to-end testing, even if I want to integrate AD, then it's going to be more than 2.5 hour sessions. Means AD is going to take 1 hour installation process. Then you just do the firewall configuration. Then you do testing. So it's take a lot of time. So now you can see now this is my PC. If I go now here, and if I just go in my computer, click on here, properties. This is my lab. See, this is my domain. Now, if I'm going to ping my internet, let me see if I have the internet connectivity or not. IP config. We'll just ping 192.168.10.1. Gateway is reachable, right? And see, this is the user Anurag. It's written as a Anurag username also. If I pick the, so I don't have the policy to go on the internet. So what I'll go and create first policy. We don't have any policy DMG to untrust. So that's why this PC do not have any internet connectivity. Even I'll go on this DMJ PC and try to go on the internet. Should not have the internet because we not have the internet policy. Let me ping. Ping 1.1.1. Yeah, it's not pinging. So let me create, because we do not have any DMG to untrust. So I'll create one of the policy here. Go in the source, DMJ. I'll leave the source is any because we have to control the user ID. So I'll leave the any. Our destination, I'll select the my untrust. I'll leave the any. So any. Later we'll see how to control the user base communication. So I'll create it, and then I'll do that. What I'll do that? DMG to untrust. I'll just commit it. Commit all changes and commit. Once the commit is going to happen, probably this PC is going to start talking to the internet. Let me put the extended ping. Anurag in this user PC. So one is domain based, one is non-domain based. So we'll see after commit how it is going to be look like. 10 minutes more, then it is going to be completed. Maximum 10 minutes is going to take. Then this lab is going to be completed. I just want to show the logs, and I want to make the reachability, and I want to integrate the AD, the user information in the policy, so that you guys are going to get end-to-end understanding about how it is started, how it is going to be completed. So now it's done. Okay, so probably you can see, still not pinging. Configuration done. Okay, NAT is not there. Sorry, I missed the NAT as well. Sorry, guys. There is a source NAT also required now. So NAT is not there. I forgot about that. So I need to add, let me zone. I need to add the zone here. Let me add the NAT, existing NAT as well. DMJ, I'll add it, and I'll add the subnet here. 6810.0/24. So add the NAT, source NAT I add, and this is going to be translated on this one. So NAT is also not there. Only policy I created. So NAT also required. Let me commit again, and then we'll say. So we require three things: NAT, routing, and policy. So routing is already there, default route, and NAT is not there. But one problem we facing yesterday, I don't know if it's resolved or not. This user also not able to access the internet. Let me try to check. I didn't start the lab, but let me see. And now you have the internet. Okay. So probably it is going to solve your problem. Yesterday we have the problem. This was not able to access the internet, but now it is able to access the internet. Yeah. See, you have the internet now. Some very important. You have the internet access now on this. The packet was ping. This is pinging. So this is getting RTO. We have the intermediate drop, but it's pinging now. So you have the reachability. Now, if I'm going in the firewall, let's complete the commit. Then I'll show you the logs, how it is going to log. So in the without user ID, whenever your firewall is going to generate the log, that doesn't having any kind of the user informations. But now when the log is going to be generated, that log is also going to show you the actual user informations when it is going to process via the your firewall. So let me show you. So let's wait to complete this. Yeah, it's now done. And now we are going to see the labs here, logs here. Now from where I'm initiating the traffic, let me put the from DMJ, right? DMZ. Say DMZ to, I just want to go in the untrust. This traffic I want to save. 15, you can see if I just go and click on it, you see the name has been added. This is the most important, guys. Anurag is accessing this Google update because I make any. So even by default, my AD is there. I make any user is going to be internet that should be included here. So you see Anurag name is just start coming. It was earlier not there, but now Anurag name is just start showing here. If I go and see this logs, let me go in the traffic and I just filter the actually my DMJ and my untrust zone. Let me show you. So my traffic is coming from which zone? DMJ. Okay, so I'll just take a source user is a blank. Right now it's a blank, but let me just filter from the traffic is coming from the DMJ. So I'll just go here and put the DMJ. And where it is going to untrust. So this is my untrust. And you see the Anurag name starts showing in the user ID. Means if Anurag is transmitting any informations, see what application he have access, that all are start coming in the sections. Means it's accessed by the Facebook application, user application, like any kind of the content which is might be based on the BitTorrent file. So that application detail also you can see. This time Anurag access the ping. This time Anurag access the, let me go in this PC, try to access the Google as well. So if I'll go in this Google or Facebook, let me open the Facebook and Google. It is going to give the all logs with the Anurag name. But without this, it is going to give the only the IP details. So I'll go here and I'll just try to open the facebook.com. This is going to be open google.com. I'll go here youtube.com. I'll go here and write the instagram.com. So now you're going to find these all logs, what application, what time Anurag has been accessed. So that is also going to be available in very soon here. So let me put here the application. See, this is the Google update as well. So I'll put here Google update. You'll find the soon very Facebook and all. So Google update here also access. After that, you're going to find the Instagram and Facebook application. So you'll see that result is going to be there. But this is right now for the any, means any user is coming from the AD, from that particular AD group, they are all allowed. Means basically, if I have the any user which is inside of this AD server, they all are allowed to access the anything because I put the any information in my policy. But if I want to restrict them, then how it is possible? If I want particular my Palo Alto expert group should access some application, some users, means I want to go in my Active Directory, and after going in Active Directory, I want my only specific user should be access certain things. So I'll go here and I want only this user should access the Facebook. Let's suppose make a department, HR should access this, my IT access that. So you have to create the group here. Let's suppose you have two group, Palo Alto expert and learner. So for expert, I want to give everything access. Learner, I want to do any access. So what I can do that, I have to create a policy. Inside the policy, I have to call the group. Right now it's any. So everyone is accessing, but I can limit that group. So you can go here, DMG to untrust, and here my source. And in this source, I'll go here and call my user. See, this already starts showing. And now I want to give some access for my expert. Everything should be allowed. Everything. If this user are going to match, everything is going to be allowed. So this is my first policy. You can see this is my user. Let me create one more time. So where is my expert? Everything allowed. Now I'll create another policy from the same zone. So I'll just clone it. I'll clone it. And after that, I'll clone it. And I'll just go here. And I'll go here and I'll just remove this time this one. And here I'll just say learner. And I'll say it should be everything block. So if anyone is coming from the learner, so who all are in the learner group? Let me just show you. So in learner, we have this users. Ajay, Jacob, Sayyid, Srijan, Suresh, test 1, test 5. These users want to be able to access anything, and these users is going to access everything. So this is how you can integrate your ADs, and you guys can test how it is going to work. So I just integrated my users also in this particular AD server users group in the my policies. And based on that, even I want to restrict, I want to allow, I want to disallow, it is also possible. You guys understand how the AD is? So you can see this Anurag, ping DNS, other information. If you want to check the for the Facebook application, let me try to check Facebook he access, right? So you're going to find the Facebook applications. Let me see. Facebook base, Let me check. See, this is a Facebook based application that is used by the Anurag. This see our name. So YouTube also we access. So YouTube is also going to be there. So any application now on RAG is going to access. Similarly, any users who is going to access any application, their logs are going to be captured with their name. Whatever the IP, I don't care. Any IP they're coming, but see, the unka naam yahan chap jana hai. So naam is going to be there, right? So this is how it is going to happen. Is it clear, everyone? Everyone happy with this user ID? It's a long lab, but let me know if you guys are happy with this concept. We are good?
Yeah, good, sir. Good.
Okay, so just try to recap this lecture and let me stop the recordings. Just give me